So hello everyone, welcome to our new video. Today we are going to learn about string and its functions in C language. Okay. So now before starting with strings, is it even necessary to learn about strings in C language? Yes, it is very much necessary, because if you are preparing for any competitive exam or maybe any other type of exams like exams in your colleges in C programming and all, then C is one of the most important, because it is a very easy topic and it is also quite small as compared to other topics here. So with that perspective, it becomes very easy to score marks on any type of questions which are asked from the string topics. Okay, so now what are strings? Do we actually have anything called as string in C? Yes. To be specific, we don't have any specific data type called as strings, but it is a character array, a special type of character array which is followed by a null character. We may have a normal character array, but that character array will not have any null character at the last. But if there is any character array which is getting ended by a null character, that means a backslash and a zero, it means that is a string. Okay. So what are strings? It is nothing but it is a sequence, or we may also call it as array of characters which is terminated by a null character. And we have something called as string constants. Now what is a string constant? Any sequence of 0 or more characters enclosed between double quotes, that becomes a string constant here. Now whatever the string we are storing in a character array, now are those characters stored directly? No, those characters are not stored directly. Every character on our keyboard has a specific ASCII value. Now those ASCII values are stored in the binary format in the memory. Now our next thing is, how are we going to declare or define, or how we are going to initialize strings in C language. So here we have 5 different ways. The first one we have is by creating a pointer. I have created a pointer S here, which is of the type character. So here we can directly store the entire thing, the entire data, the entire string inside double quotes, and this is done. This is one way. Second way is, instead of star, after the S variable, after the name of the array, give a pair of square brackets. Second one we have, and everything is written inside double quotes here. Another way is, take the same thing, character S followed by square brackets, which is equal to, now here we are storing each and every character. If I don't write this backslash 0 at the last, then this CODERS, here we have 6 different characters which are considered as a character in the array only. It is not a string anymore. But if I am writing a backslash 0 at the last, it means it becomes a string here. Similarly, here I have initialized the size. Here we have not initialized the size. If we are initializing the value in the string variable, then it is not necessary to give the size. But suppose if we are not initializing the value, we are just declaring the string variable, in that case it is very necessary to give the size. Here I have given the size as 10. So even if I have given the size as 10, it is not necessary that I have to give a string of size 10. Here we can also take strings of size less than 10, but not more than 10. But here in these two cases, the second one and the third one, in these two cases, as we have not declared any size, so here we can store strings of any length here. So these are the main things about the declaration and initialization of strings. Next thing comes here is string functions. So here in C language allows us with many string functions depending upon the use that what we want to do. So out of them, I have just noted down some string functions here. I have only 16 string functions here right now, and let's just have a look one by one. And also I will be sharing the entire copy of this string functions in the description below. You can just go and have a look there. So here the first one that we have here is strcat. Now what is this strcat? Strcat stands for string concatenation. Here string cat function, it takes 2 parameters and it concatenates both the strings and it stores the entire string into the into the first string. To be specific, those strings are defined in the string.h header file or the library file. There as the first one is the destination and the second one is the source. So whatever is there in the source string, it is entirely concatenated with the first one, and the entire new data, entire new string, it is stored in the first string after that. So here string cat, it concatenates the second parameter or string at the end of the first one. We have strncat. So now what is this strncat? Now strncat takes three parameters. The first two remains the same as string cat, but the third one is the size, how many characters. So what that actually does, whatever we specify, suppose if I have two characters, let's say coders and arcade, these two are two different strings here. If I'm using string cat, so it will be concatenating everything as coders arcade there. But suppose if I write there only as, suppose this is str1, this is str2, and now while calling this function, suppose if I pass the values as str1 comma str2 comma 3, so now it will be concatenating only the first three characters of the second string to the first one, and it is going to make it as coders arc. It is not going to concatenate whatever we have after that. Okay, next one here we have string copy. String copy means whatever is there in the second string, it copies the entire thing to the first one. Okay, string 1, string 2, whatever the data we have in string 2, it copies everything from string 2 and it stores in string 1 by overriding the entire data. After, if we are using this function string copy strcpy, and inside brackets if I pass the values as str1 and str2, so after this function call, string 1 will also be storing there as arcade and string 2 will also be storing there as arcade. Both will be storing there as arcade. Next here we have str and cpy. So here also it takes three parameters. The third one is a value, that how many characters from the second one are to be copied to the first one. Suppose if I have these two strings here, coders and arcade, and if I am passing here str1 comma str2, and let's say I am passing the value for n as 3, so this is going to change as arc ers, the first three characters of the string coders cod, they are going to be replaced by arc, and it is going to become here as arcers. Then similarly we have string compare. String compare again takes two parameters. Now it compares both the strings there, that are they same or if they are not same. If they are same, then it returns a 0, and if not, then they might be returning -1 or they might be returning 1. So now what are these different cases? Now if the first string is smaller than the second string, then it returns a -1. It means if the first string has to appear before the second string in the dictionary, or maybe the ASCII value of the first string of any character, ASCII value of any character of the first string is smaller than the ASCII value of any character from the second string, then in that case it is going to return there as -1, or if it is opposite, then it is going to return there as +1. Then we have there strcpy, so string copy I. Now this string copy I, it is case insensitive, it ignores the case of the strings that we are providing with. Then we have str, it returns the index of the first occurrence of second string in first string. Okay, so now similarly here we have strchr and strrchr. In this case of str and strstr, it was taking the second value as strings, the second parameter was strings, And similarly, in case of CHR, the second parameter will be characters, nothing much, and they will also be returning the same type of values that the strchr will be returning the index of the first occurrence of the character, and strrchr it will be returning the index of the last occurrence of any character. Then here we have strlen. From the name itself we can identify this, that it is going to return the length of any given string. Here we have strlwr. strlwr, it converts the entire string to lowercase. We have strupr, which converts the entire string to uppercase here. Then here we have str duplicate, it creates a duplicate of the string. Here we have strrev, which reverses the entire string. We can use this function to find the reverse of any string, or maybe to find if a given string is a palindrome string or not. And here the last one that I have written here is strcet. This is used to set any given character to the entire string here. Suppose if I write here as coders, and inside this if I give a asterisk here, so my entire this thing will be changed to 6 stars, and I will not be having this data anymore. Now one thing I have left here. Now it is very important to know that what is mutable and immutable, or it is very important to know what is the difference between this one and these four. Now this first one is immutable, and all these four are mutable. It means we can change these four, but we cannot change the first one. Suppose if I want to change any character, suppose in this case, in case of first one, if I write here as s, and inside square brackets if I write here as 2, so now, and inside this if I write as t, so now in this case what do we think that what is going to happen? Our coders is going to change as COTERS quotas, but not. It is not going to fail. It will be giving us a segmentation fault. It won't be happening there. But if we are defining these strings in these four ways, then in that case, if we are writing the same statement, then in that case it is actually going to change. So here it is going to change, but here it is not going to change. It won't change if we are defining it as a direct pointer. This is actually a string constant. It becomes a string constant and it is totally immutable. So now let's execute a program and use different string functions, and let's see how do they work. Now let's take some string values and use all those functions that we just did it right now, along with some character functions also, and see how do they work. Okay, hash include stdio.h int main and return 0. So now what we have to do, we have to take two strings. So suppose if I write here as str1 equal to coders not int, this will be of character type, and the second one again char str2 is equal to arcade, and it is done. So now as we knew that we can also write it as star str1, right? So now let's just print them and see what do they print. So %s comma str1, and the other one here we have Here is str2. Done. So now let's execute them. So here we can see that they are clearly printing here as coders and arcade here, right? So now, as I was saying, that these are immutable. So now let's try to change some values here. Let's say str at index 3, str1 at index 3. Let's try to write there as z, and similarly this is a single character. Done. And similarly for the second one here, str2, and this is also done. Let's print them. Right here as \n. Now let's execute. So if I execute them, at the first time they are printing here successfully, but at the second time it has not but it was not printed for the second time here. The process has been finished with exit code some negative number, which should have been finished with the exit code of 0 here. So now if I just comment this line, or let's say if I comment both the lines here, then if I check, it will be working here perfect. Now let's uncomment the second one, and let's see here. For the second one, arcade, at the third index, A has been changed here to Z. It means it has changed successfully. It means it is mutable. Now let's check with the first one, and let's comment the second one. So here again we can see that the process has not finished properly. It is exiting the program forcefully. It is exiting the program here forcefully. So it means it is an immutable. We cannot make any changes for this one, right? So now let's just, so this is it. Now let's make it as an array here and start using all the functions that we have here. So here in C programming we have some functions which are used only with single characters, not with the entire string. Just before this, whatever the functions we looked into, all those functions were directly operated on strings, but there are functions as well which are operated only on characters. So now let's check here. If I am using the function here is alpha, so now it is not giving me any kind of suggestion, and also it is showing red in color. So here, to use these functions, we have to include a file here as ctype.h. Now you can see here that it is not showing any kind of error or no red color here. So now if I write here str1 and any character, let's say character at the index 2, okay, so now this is alpha function, this is going to check, and then it is going to return a boolean value, a true or a false here. So here this is alpha function, it is going to take only one single character as a parameter here, and that is the character at the second index, that is D, str1, and here I have written as 2. So printf, let's write it here as yes, else printf no. I have written here. Done. Now if I execute this, we know that here at the index 2D is a alphabetic character. Execute this and see here it is giving us here as yes. Now the same thing, if I change this to digit, now if I check, so this time it will be giving us the result here as no, because we don't have any digit here anymore. Now instead of this D, if I change this to let's say 8, so 8 is a digit now, so this time it will be giving us the result as yes. And similarly we have another function here as is alnum, which checks for both alphabetic characters and numeric digits, everything. Okay, execute this. It is again printing errors. Yes, if I give a space in between, so this time it will be giving us as no, because this is a space, this is neither alphabetic character nor a digit here. Done. Then for checking the case, if a given character is in uppercase or lowercase, so we have here E is lower. E is lower, the same element we have D here. This will be a yes, because yes it is in lowercase. Similarly, if I write or if I replace this as 0, it means the first character, which is C. So C is in uppercase. This time it will be printing us here as no. Right, now here we have again something called as 2 upper and 2 lower. Let's say if I remove everything here from here, and if I change here, let's say, so this 2 upper function, it just returns the uppercase of any particular element or any particular character inside the entire string. So here printf, and it is only going to print the uppercase, only just the character. So %c, comma, write here as 2 upper, and inside this pass the character here as str1, and let's say the index 2. So at the index 2 we have here as D. So this D will be printed here in uppercase. So here we have D. So now here these are some character functions. Now let's check some string functions here. Now at first we have here string cat. String cat means string concatenate. Now the string cat functions, they are only available in string.h header files. So we have to include here string.h header file string string.h. Done. Now this string cat, as I said, it takes 2 parameters str1 and str2. It concatenates both the strings and it stores the resultant string into the first string. This is the first string, which is the destination, and this is the source here. Now after this, if I want to print here %d %s str1, similarly change this to str2 and \n, done. Execute this. So you can see here the first string entirely it has been changed to as Coders Arcade, and the second one here remains the same. Similarly, as I have told you before, we have one more function similar to this as strncat. This is going to take here 3 parameters, not 2. String 1, string 2, and then the size. Let's say I have written here as 2 here. Okay. Now what does this mean? Only 2 characters of the second string of the source string are to be concatenated to the first one, to the destination string. See here, it is only changed as Coders AR, not the entire thing. Then the next function after this we have here is string copy strcpy. Now strcpy, it again takes 2 parameters str1 str2. Whatever values are there in the second one, the entire data gets copied to the previous one here. Execute this. So we can see here the first one is changed here as arcade. Now if we give another parameter here, let's say 4, so only the first 4 characters will be copied here to the previous one, not the entire arcade. So if we change the first 4, so this is going to become as ARCA so ARCA. Okay. Then after this, what we have next? We have here str. So str. Now this str, it takes two parameters. The first one, let's say I have given this, and the second one I'm going to give here as er. Now this str, it returns the pointer, it returns the address of the position where this er is found for the first time. Er is found here at the index 3rd, so it will be returning the pointer, not the index. It will be returning here the pointer, the address where it is found. So here to use this, I will write here printf %d comma, not %d, %s comma, right here, and I will copy this entire thing, or I will cut this entire thing and I will paste it here. So Control X, Control V, give a closing bracket here, and it is done. So now it will be printing this entirely er, and s. Similarly, we have the function strchr. So here we have the function as strchr. Instead of str, we will give here strchr. Now this will be returning, this will be taking only one single character. Let's say here I have given as E. E is found here, so it will be printing everything from here till the last. So execute this. It is working perfect here. Now the same thing, if I write here as strrchr, now in this case it will be returning the last index. Where is it found? It is if I check from the last, E is found here at this index, so at this position, so it will be printing everything from here to the last. So it will only be printing here as er and s here. See, it is printing here as er and s. Now suppose if I want to check the length of any particular string, so printf, now length is a integer value, so %d str len, and now inside this pass the string here str1. Now this function strlen, this returns a long integer. So instead of writing d, we have to write here LLU. It means long unsigned integer. LLU stands for long unsigned integer. So here we know that the size here is 6. So execute this. So here it is giving us the size here as 6 here. So now instead of strlen, what if I write here as size of function? What if I am using here the size of function here? This should also give us the size here as 6, right? Because we have 6 characters. But no, in this case size of function, it will be returning here as 7. Why it is returning here as 7? Because it is not a string. Now it is finding the size of the character array, and as we know, if we are considering this as a character array, then in that case we have a \0, a null character at the last. So it is also finding the size of that particular null character also. So total size here, it becomes here as 6 here. Okay. Now suppose if I want to convert everything to lowercase or uppercase, so here we have the functions str lwr and str upr. So here give a comma, write here as str lwr and pass the string here. So now everything here will be converted to the lowercase. Write here as %s. Coders have C was in uppercase, so now everything is converted to lowercase, and not only that particular time when it is printing, but it is also converting everything for the further times also. It means the entire string at the memory itself, it has been changed to lowercase, not only for a particular one time, for every time as we know that it is mutable, so at the memory itself everything is changed. Okay. Instead of writing this, if I only if I only write this statement here without the print statement, str, lwr and str1, so it will be converting everything to lowercase. Let's say this time I am writing here as upr, so this time everything will be converted to uppercase here, and now you can see here that everything is converted here to uppercase. And last one, let's check here, reverse, string reverse function. If I am using the function here as strrev and pass the string here str1, so this entire string has been reversed here at the memory itself. Okay, if I write this statement again, if I write this set of statements again, so this time again it will be again reversed to the original one, and you can see here first it was changed to this and again it is changed to the original one here. So this is about string and its functions, and I have not gone through each and every function because there are a lot of functions. So now if you have any doubts or if you want us to explain you any specific function, then you can please give us a comment in the comment section. We will definitely get back to you, and thank you for watching the video till the last. If you have liked the video, then please don't forget to press the like button because that gives us a motivation to make a new video every time. And please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever we upload a new video, you get a notification. So thank you very much. Keep learning.